Barbeck is a proud sponsor of local H&R Preps.
Kelly, I just got a new cell phone. It's awesome. And I just shot a video of Nick at the game tonight. Oh my God, he is so cute. I'll send it to you right now.
We help you stay connected with a cute picture here and there. Buy local. Buy Barbeck.
Hello, welcome to this week's Preps Preview alongside Justin Conn. I'm Leroy Bridges. We're going into the second round of the playoffs. We had a very good week in this area. I know we were kind of surprised at maybe the lack of teams that made the playoffs, 10 of them in our area, but 8-2. I mean, that's a pretty solid opening round.
It was quality over quantity for sure this year in our area.
Yeah, we'll start off taking a look at our top five. Justin, you can start us off this week.
Okay. This week I kind of felt like I needed to change things up a little bit.
Oh, really?
I really felt some influence from Leroy. I think he's onto something. I feel like I watched the video and I felt old and stodgy. So I'm going flipping some stuff around this week. Not quite as not quite as wild as I had announced. In fact, I didn't even look at my top five from last week.
Oh, so this is gonna be all over the map, possibly.
Possibly, or could it have been like the exact same? That may not know it. Number 5 is KZ Westfield. Not a real impressive first round win, but they haven't learned. They're the only undefeated team in our area right now, and they're pretty much money in first and second round of the playoffs. So it's kind of hard not to have them on the top 5. Number 4, Maroa Forsyth. Seems like they're another team that sort of puts it together playoff time. Number 3, and I have Central A&M. They're a team that hasn't really been in our top 5s a lot this year, and
I ignored them for a while.
Yeah, so and really, it's hard to they're one of the hottest teams right now for sure. They're playing probably as well as anyone, so definitely deserve to be in the top 5 this week. Number 2, I have Mount Zion. They're a team that, in all likelihood, will probably lose this week. They have a really tough game against Metamora, but again, they lost the first game of the season, haven't lost since, and really impressive.
Big time
against
BC.
Against Bloomington Central Catholic, right? And I just can't find any reason to drop Tuscola out of number 1.
Wow, okay. So you still got the Warriors 1. No St. Teresa Bulldogs, not giving them any love. I see how it is. I'm going to start off with them. Get St. T fans excited a little bit. Number 5 spot, they got a big road game coming up this week at Tolono. Number 4, Maroa, got the Trojans there. My top five is actually completely the same as last week. So kind of taking Justin's approach here. 3, Mount Zion, 2, Tuscola, and top spot still, Pana. Nowhere to be found.
Not on my top 5. Yeah,
somehow the Pana Panthers, who have cruised all year, you just leave them out. A big win over Macomb in the first round. What are you doing?
What are you doing not having A&M in there?
You're right. I did kind of shaft the Raiders a little bit.
I should have did some sort of tie so I could add an extra team, but that's too late now.
That'd be cheating.
It's too
you
late
can't
now.
do that. We'll go ahead with a prediction and kind of a game to watch this week coming up. What's the first kind of prediction you're going to make this week?
Well, I'll fit in Pana right here. Okay. I like, they're playing Greenville. This will be the 5th time in the last 3 years they played Greenville, 4 in 2 years. They broke through and beat Greenville earlier this year. To me, like, the smart money's on Greenville. I mean, they're the team that has the playoff experience and, will be motivated and hungry to beat Pana after losing to them earlier this year. But I just can't pick against Pana just because of the style of play they have fits so well in the playoffs. They just don't make mistakes.
No, they don't.
I've covered them twice. They had like 1 turnover and just don't do anything wrong. And they control the ball, play great defense. That's the stuff that wins playoff games. So I'm going to go with Pana in a close one over Greenville.
Despite leaving them out of the top 5, I like that. My prediction is going to be that Maroa has no trouble with number 1 seed Westville. I covered A&M beating Salt Fork last week, and the Salt Fork coach said that the Raiders were the best team they had seen all season, and they lost to Westville 13-6. So clearly the OCAW is better than that competition, and I think the Trojans is coming back home. They're going to have a little bounce in their step. Their mojo is back. They beat Marshall, which I would take Marshall over Westville too. So I think the Trojans are going to roll in this one and pretty much make their quarterfinal appearance. It's pretty much a standard every year now.
Right. Looking at a couple of games that we're sort of looking at as the big games of the week, I'm going to go with that Maroa Westville game, Westville traveling to Maroa. One of the reasons is just because there's a playoff history here. Maroa beat Westville on their way to the state title in 06, lost to a Westville team with Caleb Pratt in 07, who at least briefly had the state rushing record. So that makes it fun right there. I think that Westville, they're undefeated right now. I agree with Leroy that Maroa is the favorite in this game, and the Ocala is clearly a better conference than the Vermilion Valley. But but I don't think this is a Bismarck-Henning situation like last year's second round game. I think it'll be a good game, but Maroa has more talent.
Yeah, looking at the Tuscola A&M matchup, round 2 for these two teams. We saw it earlier this year. A&M lost 35-19. I was out at that game, and it was kind of close for a while there, 3 quarters. It almost felt like A&M should have been up at halftime, and then I think they were down by 1. They played really, really well in that game, and that's going to be a very close game this time around. I'm expecting like 3, 2, 1 points, somewhere right in that range, a field goal type of game, just because of the way A&M's playing. Tuscola's defense has been kind of questionable at times, especially against teams that can run the ball and play physically, and that's what Central A&M's going to do. So I think this time around that game's going to be much less than a 2-score game.
Yeah, I agree, and I think you look at A&M, like we talked about earlier, being probably the hottest team right now, or one of the hottest teams, but you just can't pick against Tuscola in big games. So
it's
that's going to be a really great game. It's unfortunate that's the second round game.
Yeah, I would like to make my prediction one of those two teams winning, but I can't feel right picking Tuscola on the road necessarily in A&M. It's going to be a hostile crowd, and I don't know, I kind of want to pick A&M, so I'm kind of torn there a little bit. But we do have to do picks by the end of the week on the pick'em, so make sure you check those out. Also, we'll be blogging all week, and we'll make it out to at least 2 games this weekend, so make sure you check us out on hrpreps.com for full coverage.